Hey guys, it's Alicia Noble. I'm back again like I never left. And I got the good vibes only because today I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be a karmic channeling based off of the part one and part two of my personal karmic story time that I wanted to share with you guys. There was actually 4 parts, but I think I'm just going to premiere the 2 and then maybe 3 and 4 I'm going to premiere at another time because those 2 videos, parts 3 and 4, got a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, so I want to go back and double check and make sure I'm not just rambling on and on, because it's a lot to tell when it comes to my personal karmic story time. You know, as a light worker, we end up going through like extra karma and all these challenges and things like that when it comes to these karmic situations. So based off of me doing that channeling, not channeling, but based off of telling my personal story with the karmics and stuff like that, I got a channel message about the karmic narcissistic supply has been cut off. The swamp has been drained. So basically, like, the karmics, because you're not giving them the time of day, they're getting really upset and desperate, and they want to email you, even though they know, like, look, I don't want to talk to you. You made it very clear to these karmics. You don't want to call them. You don't want to talk to them. You don't want to catch up, and they still don't get it. Like, my karmic in particular, 2 years ago, when the whole world was on lockdown, he thought I used my time in quarantine to mess with him and hack into his account. And it wasn't even hacking. It was like more like a spam. It was a spam text that said my name, and then it said, we want your vote for, this is moveon.org, and we want your vote for Joe Biden and something, 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 right? Like, clearly it's spam. All you have to do is text, stop text. And it's done. No. For him, it's like, any attention is good attention, even if it's bad attention. Even if I go off and curse him out, it's good attention to him. But if I show him indifference, it drives him crazy. And it's like, I've showed you love, I've showed you affection time and time again. You don't deserve that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not here to be your punching bag for karma that you don't want to heal. I'm not here to entertain any karmic BS that I told you was going to happen a couple years ago. I warned you, don't do X, Y, and Z. And, you know, with some Aquariuses, they're very hard-headed. They're like a Taurus. You can't tell them anything. They're just fixed on what they think is right. And, like, with my karmic, he grew up in a very sheltered, closed environment because his father was so abusive that he isolated them. That's what abusers do. So him and his sister used to just spend a lot of their time, even though they grew up in a neighborhood with a lot of kids and it was right across the street from a school, they did not interact with any kids. They only interacted with each other. So with his sister, I understood why she kind of felt some type of way when I came around. She probably felt like I was taking her brother away from her. So I'm trying to hang out with her to get to know her and spend time. She's sitting up there trying to figure out how she could prey on me and get all kinds of intel about me to do her little spell work. And the reason why her spell work was so potent, not only was she using her ancestors' high vibrational magic and inverting that or reverse engineering it like NASA, and you know, she's turned into something wicked. So now her ancestors on her ass. I talk about it in my karmic story time in great detail. I'm not gonna get into a huge detail here because I want to pull some card on how these karmics are doing now that they don't have that narcissistic supply to feed off anymore when it comes to divine ones. Like, they may have other low vibrational karmics that they may feed off, but that's like, it's like the difference between eating Burger King and going to a 5-star restaurant like at Four Seasons to get a burger. You know what I'm saying? It's 2 different qualities of meat. It's a whole different experience than to go to a drive-in fast food restaurant or go to like a 4 or 5-star restaurant hotel. It's definitely totally different, right? We all know that. Well, not we all, but a lot of us know it's difference, right? Unless you're a low vibration karmic who only eats junk food like my karmic. Like, oh my god. Anyway, so what else did I want to have? I had a whole bunch to say about this narcissistic. Oh, back in the day, I didn't even know what narcissistic abuse was, gaslighting. Like, I started dating him back in 2009. Like, a lot of these things that are readily available as it pertains to mental health awareness, a lot of things as it pertains to different forms of abuse, that wasn't really introduced back then. So I didn't have all the terminology, and I'm so grateful that I have the terminology, and it gives me more confidence to come out here and tell my story. Because before, I just thought, you know, it's all in my head. Maybe I am being like insecure or jealous, like he would gaslight me to believing that I was that. No, I actually was tapping into my intuition, and I wasn't believing it because I was being gaslit. So ever since that point in time, I learned a very valuable lesson about trusting my intuition, and I want to like teach you guys and help support you guys in your journey with trusting your intuition and discernment. Is super important. That little gut feeling, that still small voice, that should be the loudest thing that's ringing in your head, not what someone else has to say about you or anything like that. Like, no. Like, there was a lot of things that my karmic would say, and he would purposely put me down. He told me towards the end of our relationship, he's purposely pushing me away and doing disrespectful stuff because he feels like he doesn't deserve me. Why would you want to be with somebody like that? You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be with me because you think I'm weak. You don't want to be with me because you don't feel like you deserve me. Then why are you here? Go away. You know what I'm saying? But some people just hold on for dear life, and it's crazy that my karmic in particular is holding on for dear life when it comes to sorry, I keep itching my nose. The weather keeps changing. My nose is super dry. We're getting into the fall, colder months, and it was warm today, and the weather keeps changing, so my nose is a little itchy. I'm sorry. Anyway, so my karmic, he got like, how do I explain this? Like, he was at one point in time a very sweet, caring, compassionate person. I talk about this in my karmic story time, parts 1 and 2. But he was like one of these people that taught me a lot about spirituality. A lot of people were not talking about spirituality, like especially not melanated people. He was talking about the crystals, being a star seed. He read the Bhagavad Gita, which is a very deeply spiritual text. He was talking about the different dimensions and how we're like in this low dimensional frequency, and through our healing we can ascend to a higher frequency while still being on planet Earth. We don't have to wait till we die to have this peace. Like, we're meant to have this peace through our spiritual awakening. Like, he would really talk about this stuff. He realized that the trauma from his household was super toxic, and he needed to heal from that, and it was important for him to go with the flow of that healing and take care of what he needs to take care of for himself, and not completely live under the shadow of what his family's expectations were. Like, he was very aware, very cognizant. He was woke before woke was a word. You know what I'm saying? He's the one who told me about the age of Aquarius and how important it was for us to do our work so we can ascend and catch that ascension when it comes. Like, he talked about the 11/11/2011 portal, the 12/12/12/2012 portal, and by the time 11/11 came, he had completely just fell off his spiritual path. After he dropped out of nursing school, after he we went over to his mom's house when his mom and his dad were away in Atlantic City. He used to go to Atlantic City a lot, and I could only come to the house if the father wasn't there. So the sister, I'm trying to get to know the sister and the girlfriend, and try to, let them know that I'm not trying to take her brother away or anything like that, to make her feel more comfortable around me. And I'm telling her my business so she could feel comfortable open up to me. That was the worst thing to do. Be careful who you open up to, because sometimes they just listen to get intel to figure out how they could hurt you the most, and then very specific ways of torturing you, which his sister did. And then he eventually joined the bandwagon and joined that young dumb witches stupid coven of those idiots. Anyway, so it's like after he dropped out of nursing school, like I said, and after we went over to his family's house, and his sister and her girlfriend cooked for us, and he ate a lot of that food, and like a couple weeks later, not even 2-3 weeks later, he physically attacked me out of nowhere. Like, he literally, like, he was possessed by the devil. Like, his eyes just turned completely black, and he never was the same after that. He was very devilish after that. Any narcissistic abuse he was inflicted in his childhood and currently in his adulthood, when he would go home with his family, he passed it off onto me. It definitely was like Kick the Dog, where the husband comes home, slaps wife because he's mad at they putting pressure on him at work. Then the wife goes and slaps the kid because she don't want to slap the husband, and the husband don't want to take it out with the boss because he'll lose his job and he won't make money. So the wife goes out and slaps the little boy, because the little boy ain't gonna do nothing, and the little boy goes out and kicks the dog. It's like, I talk about this also in my karmic story time. It's just so crazy how people can go through all those wicked things and choose to be wicked. You know how it feels. And he was one of those type of people where he would say people come and go like seasons, and after that season ends, you need to let them go so that you can make way for other people and learn from them and grow with them and stuff like that. So it's very strange that almost 10 years after I dumped him, he is still clinging on for dear life. Like, calling me a hacker. He called me a hacker in 2020. And the only reason why I responded to him after not responding to him since 2014, after I dumped him in January 2014, hadn't said anything till September of 2020, because in July of 2020, he had DM'd me and had a nasty attitude talking about, why are you using my number? What? What are you talking about? I've showed you indifference, and you think that in 2020, out of all the years I could have reached out to you, I'm going to use that year where we all was like down and faced traumas like we never faced before. I'm going to use that time to spam you, to get you to vote for Joe Biden for some MoveOn.org. Then this time he messaged me. It was so crazy. I was going to tell you guys about my karmic story time. Literally about to go in this room and record. And I see an email from him which confirmed to me that he's still low vibrational. He still hasn't done his work. And I feel like if I were to ever talk back to him or reconnect with him, he would quickly find a way to have a conflict with me. Even though he says no shade and all this other stuff. It's crazy. But anyway, I'm going to read this text real quick. I mean, this email that he sent me. I sent him an email in 2020 because his, I talk about this in my karmic story time as well, his grandmother ancestor from way back when, she came to me and was letting me know that all the spell work that they were doing, all the wicked stuff that was being done to him, and the wicked stuff he in turn was doing to me. It's just crazy. She told me about the stuff that his girlfriend was doing, his sister and her girlfriend, and just like a whole group of young dumb witches, basically. So I wrote him back, letting him know what his ancestor said. At first, I was going to just write it out as a catharsis for myself, just to get it out, so I don't have pain trapped in my body. Because sometimes when you hold on to your traumas and you don't really get it out, either through writing, through counseling, or through verbalizing to someone you trust, you can sit up there and really create chronic stress in your body, chronic pain, and chronic fatigue. Ask me how I know, okay? So anyway, again, so on 10/27, after last my message was January 2021, and the last time I had wrote him a second email because he kept DMing me on IG, and I kept telling him, just email me. You know what I'm saying? If you want to talk, then let's talk, but don't just keep DMing me. I don't like that, because I'm seeing a picture of you and this girl that you cheat on me with, and y'all two kissing each other. Like, ew, nah, I don't want to see that. But he messaged me again anyway, acting like, you know, we're about to reconnect and get back together. He started love bombing me in the DMs, and I'm like, I'm not having that. So I told him, then the subject line, learn some boundaries, and I went off on him, okay? I dragged him and let him know exactly how I feel. Let him know that all the spell work that's been done, he doesn't know that I know that he's doing spell work on me. He don't know that. He don't know that I know that. He think he's slick because he omitted it. He admitted that he did magic, but when I asked him exactly what kind of magic, he couldn't tell me. And when I talked to him about all the different magic that his girlfriend and his sister had been doing, he didn't say anything. He only mentioned that he was doing magic. So he just let me know right then and there, y'all all in cahoots. I could read between the lines. I know a liar when I see one. And I was raised to tell the truth. Tell the truth, shame the devil. And once you tell the truth, you only got to tell the story one time. And if not, if you're a liar, you got to tell the first story, then you got to tell the second story, then you got to remember the second story you told, then you got to tell the third story, and by the time you get to the second or third story, you don't forgot the first story that you told. That's just too much work. But in his household, he was raised to be a liar because that got him benefits. That got him, got people believing that they had the perfect family and that they were so well-to-do and everything was hunky-dory with them. And meanwhile, it was a whole bunch of boundaries getting violated, a whole bunch of people getting violated physically, mentally, emotionally, sexually up in that household. Like, people was getting crossed left and right and treated like ish. Especially my karmic masculine. Like, and that's why I had so much compassion towards him. But at a certain point in time, I don't want to keep hearing your sob story. I don't want to keep hearing about how you can't evolve and grow after you the one. When I first met you, that's all you was talking about. Evolving, growing, healing. This is the main things you was talking about. And 10 years later, you can't get back on your path? That's not my problem. That's your funeral. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Not my show, not my monkeys. So anyway, he replied back. He didn't reply back to the learn some boundaries where I went off on his ass. He replied back to the document that I sent, that I said it was going to be like a catharsis for myself personally. But after he kept accusing me and he was nasty with it, about hacking into his account, like I really got time, like I'm like some obsessed fan. He wants me to be obsessed. He's been obsessed with me since before I went to college. I went to college for the first time in 2006. That's when I graduated from high school. We're almost in 2023. That was almost 20 years ago. And he said he remembers me when he came, before he went to college, and he's a year older than me. So he went away to college from 2005 to 2006, and then I went to college from 2006 to 2007. So he remembers me before 2005, which means I was still in high school. So I must have been about 16, 17. I'm twice that age now. I know I don't look like it. Them Karmic trying to steal my beauty, but I'm getting it back. You never could fully steal my beauty anyway. Like, his sister wants to be me. She wants to look like me. She wants to have my gifts, and he also wants to have my gifts. You cannot have my gifts. What's meant for me is for me, and what's for you is for you, and that's okay. It's okay to be an individual. We live in a time where society is telling us that we have to be exactly like each other. We have to like steal each other's energy and clout chase. And yo, just love yourself and be okay with being you. That's the ultimate clout chase. That's the ultimate victory over your enemies, is by being okay, being in your own skin, not wanting to play second place to someone else. Like I said in another video, comparison is a thief of joy. And the Karmic sister and him both were just constantly comparing themselves to me. Like, you can't be me. Not to say you can't be something great or something good in your own right, but you'll never discover that if you're busy obsessed with what the hell I got going on, trying to destroy me from trying to find out my greatness, or me trying to fulfill my purpose. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let me get to this, what he wrote. Let me see, show you exactly what he wrote, because I'm on 17 minutes. I don't want to make this video long. Why are you using my number? I'm getting notifications that you are a hacker, LOL. You gonna put LOL? No, good at him. Well, I don't like him slander my character like that. He know I would never do nothing like that. He just wants attention. And then the girls, his sister, his girlfriend, they did so much spell work on him that they all up in his head. He's so naive and gullible. Before the spell work, before the alcohol, before the all excessive drug use, he's extremely gullible. Aquariuses, Libras can be very gullible. Pisces, we can be gullible too, but it's not because we're being naive. It's because we want to give people the benefit of the doubt. Like, we'll intuitively feel like this person ain't right, but we want to give them the benefit of the doubt because they had a traumatic childhood, because they had their mom wasn't around, and their dad was mean, and you know, we have a heart. We're like the wounded healer, but we need to heal our own wounds first and foremost, so that our cup can run over and we could actually help people that we're called to help, not just being Captain Save-A-Hole to people we're not meant to save. We're not meant to help them heal their karma. They need to do that. There's a lot of journeys that we have to take alone. Your healing journey is not going to always come with support from other people. You may always get the support of the divine if you align yourself with that. But if you constantly push the divine away, what can they do? Like, my Karmic is constantly pushing him away. He's supposed to be divine. His sister, she's a Karmic low vibrational bitch. That's her destiny. She's playing her role. She overplayed her role a little bit though. She did a little way bit too much. I ain't gonna lie. But she's more or less playing her role. He's playing a completely different character in a completely different book that nobody appointed him to be playing. Like, my best friend, well, I'm a best friend, but a good friend of mine who's very intuitive, and she hasn't even met me, but I know her from a friend of a friend. And she was like, he's like basically like an elected bum. Like, he doesn't have to be a bum, but because of his trauma, he doesn't want to heal from it. He chooses to be a bum. It's so true. It's crazy. So anyway, he wrote, why are you using my number? I'm getting a notification that you're a hacker, LOL. But hey, you want to spend time with me? MLK, basically, let me know. We got to catch up if you're down for it. No shade. You were the best. You were the worst thing that ever happened to me. And what do you mean no shade? You've been throwing shade at me since 2011. I done dumped you in 2014, and you still on my dick in 2022. What's wrong with you? Get off my dick, please. And I mean my metaphysical dick. I don't actually have one, okay? But yeah, you think somebody's hacking into your account and being a nuisance to you, but you're also asking them to hang out. That's the same thing he did in 2020. Like, you're accusing me of something. You're being nasty about it, but you're also requesting to follow me. I didn't accept that follow request, and I told him to stop DMing me. Just email me if you will have something to say. And I called his bluff. I was like, okay, so you could message, like, after I send you everything, you read it, I'll give you 2 weeks to like process everything that I wrote, because I know it's a lot. So just, if, and you said you really want to talk, so we could do one Zoom call. We're not meeting up. We could do one Zoom call. You could talk about whatever you want, but you have to answer one question. And the question was, did you ever do magic on me? Not because I needed the answer. It's because I kind of wanted to see where he was going to be at. See if he's going to be a liar or he's going to be honest about it. And he wasn't. He omitted it. So, and I knew he wasn't going to take me up on an offer to call. Because anytime I decide to do something and he didn't decide it, Aquarius type people, if they didn't choose to do that, or if you didn't choose to go along with what they wanted in that particular point in time, then they just completely don't want to be bothered with it. And he's the type of person that a year later, months later, he'll literally suggest the same thing I suggested. And when I suggested it would have been a better outcome than waiting till you got good and goddamn ready. But anyway, so I know you guys are going through similar situations with these karmics reaching back out to you, either through the dream state. And so also with my karmic, oh, that's what I forgot to say. With my karmic, he keeps saying that he got notifications, doesn't want to say where he get the notifications from, how this happened, and how it leads back to me. No confirmation, just throwing bullshit out there, just loud and wrong, right? So it's like, it's funny that he reached out when he did, because a few days prior, my iPhone said that there was some sort of data leak, and some of my passwords was compromised. So I find it funny that a few days later he started hacking me, and it's crazy. After I confronted him about saying what he said about me hacking him in 2020, and I told him about everything his ancestor was telling me about them all doing all that wicked stuff in the shadows, and basically giving them warnings about to just stop whatever BS that they're doing. He said up there and acted like after that I kept getting a whole bunch of spam texts. I got a whole bunch of spam calls after that. So who's hacking who? He's the one who's more tech savvy than me. Let's be real. Let's call a thing a thing. Who's hacking who? Like, these karmics are literally acting like you're doing stuff to them. And because you know so much about what's going on with them, that you have to be hacking. They think that because when they were in a dark room and it was just them, or they were like just huddled up together when it's just their little evil asses together, they think only the devil and the demons saw what was going on. You think the Most High doesn't have dominion over the devil and the demons to surveillance to see what's going on? You think there's no spiritual council of the light that's going to regulate that shit? Let you get away with it. Give you a chance to repent. But once you don't get it together, you keep going, you end up in spiritual jail. You end up going under a spiritual karmic judgment. That's on you. These people really think nobody could see them. They really think the Most High is not going to come back and report back to me. Like, just like he claims he's getting notifications about me hacking, I get security alerts about him trying to come to me in a dream state. I see what kind of spell work he's doing on me. And his sister, I've seen several different types of spell work they were doing on me. I'm going to talk more about that in detail in separate, smaller, shorter videos. And, boy, y'all doing the same thing you're accusing me of doing. That's silly. That doesn't make any sense. And these karmics are doing magic on you guys. And it's like, they're literally, they think they're doing magic on you, but they're looking at a hologram of you, not you. It's literally a hologram. Like, if they were to reach out and touch, they'll reach right through you. But in their convoluted minds, they think that they're winning. They think that they're actually attacking you and stuff like that. They have to believe it, because if they don't believe it, they're fully realized that all of their efforts was all for naught. All their money that they spent, they wasted their money, they wasted their time, they wasted energy. They only empowered you. At the end of the day, they just charge you up like a battery. When that battery be on 10% and it's red, they literally just charge you up. Now you almost at 100%. Your energy is coming back. Your vitality is coming back. Your creative ideas are coming back. Your thoughts are becoming more clear. Where you can get out a clear, concise thought and not stumble all over your words, or not, you're becoming more emotionally stable, where you're not crying and sobbing and not really getting out everything you want to say. Like, you're becoming more empowered to give those messages as you're divinely orchestrated to. You're more empowered to pursue those passions that gets you on that path to fulfilling your mission and soul purpose. I mean, that the only way you get on a path to getting divine intel when people are really effing with you is by doing your healer work. If you're doing effed up stuff, people in the background, of course God is going to block you from knowing what's really going to happen with them. The only thing you need to know is that you can't stop it. Whatever good and great thing that's going to come to them, the only thing you're going to get to know is that you cannot stop it. That's the only thing that's going to show up in the tarot cards when y'all do divinations. And like I said, when you guys think you're doing jar work and putting us in freezers and you think you're blocking our love life, you just making it more beautiful. You're making us attract an even more beautiful mate. And it giving us a more beautiful connection, more peaceful connection. You're giving us a chance to have more reciprocity, and you're snatching and depriving and starving yourself away from all those beautiful things that God has to offer for us while here on planet Earth. We don't have to die in order to have peace. God wants us to have peace while we're here on planet Earth, but we have to learn and grow. If we're just stagnating and trying to cause others to stagnate, you can't expect blessings. Like, these karmics literally think that when they're doing spell work on you, they're getting rewarded for that. No. There's literally a hologram that you're looking at, and then there's a mirror behind that hologram. So when you're throwing all that black magic and word magic, talking shit about us, and you're throwing all the evil eye at us, you see, or throwing that evil eye at us, it's literally mirroring back to you. It's literally bouncing right back to you. I'm rubber, you're glue. Whatever you do to me sticks onto you and bounces off of me. I know I said that a little bit wrong, but y'all get the point. The fuck? So you have completely drained them. They're so thirsty because you're not giving no tea for the fever. You're not giving them no energy, no effort to wreak havoc and cause BS in your life. That day is dead. Their spell work don't work. The ancestor, high racial ancestors that they stole the magic from is reclaiming it back. The demons don't want to fuck with us no more because they really see in spiritual realm how we reclaim back our power. Our cosmic shield is even more fortified. It's impenetrable at this point. You cannot touch my cosmic shield. You cannot make me doubt my intuition and discernment. You can't get in my ears and try to turn my pain against me and make me get mentally ill ever again or emotionally unstable ever again. If I get that way again, it's because I chose to, not because you chose to, because you jealous and you a hater. You want to make me hurt because of stuff that I didn't even put you through. That's silly. Like, these karmics, like the karmic sister in particular, the devil didn't tell her to go and try to kill me and destroy me. God didn't tell her to try to, but she wanted to because she's so dismantled in her mind and in her spirit, and she doesn't feel like she could ever get strong or ever forgive people or ever recover. I was like, you can. And I was telling her, like, you just have to make the choice. And she's like, no, that's too hard. So you don't like to work hard, you're lazy. And it's the same thing with the brother. They want to get rewarded for doing disrespectful stuff. Like, no, that doesn't. They saw their father get away with getting rewarded by his wife with money, food, whatever the hell he wanted. Going to Atlantic City, go get gambling money, all the bills was paid because she's working 2 and 3, 4 jobs. They think that the whole world is going to bend over backwards the way their mother does. Give them the money that they want, be disrespectful. You could be disrespectful to her and she still give you groceries, give you money, pay for your Metro card, pay for your cell phone bill, pay for your iTunes, paying your rent, paying your school end day and zero debt because of her. But they could be disrespectful and get all that. Me, I worked hard for everything I got. I never took out, I barely got any freaking handouts. I didn't benefit from no damn light skin privilege either. And it's like these karmas, they want to be me because I'm light skinned and I look biracial and stuff. And I'm just specifically talking about my karmas. I'm not talking about all these karmas out here. But they look more black than anything. And that's their father's karma for denying his blackness. Like, he hates being black. And he hates other black people as well. It's disgusting. And they internalize that hate. So when they're interacting with their fellow melanated people, they want to destroy them because they see that they're stronger than what they think they can be. You can be strong. You just got to make the choice to be strong. You could be a good person. You just got to make the choice to be a good person. It's easy to be evil and be mean-spirited in a world that encourages that. We're living in a world that encourages you to cheat, for you to have to do sneaky, underhanded stuff, for you to do stuff in the shadows and think you're gonna get a benefit from that. That's not reality. That's a delusion. And that's why the low vibrational aspect of that Neptunian energy that the age of Pisces brought is over. Because it brought too much drama and chaos and disorder. So yeah, the karmic sister in particular, she's like, oh, I want to destroy her because I don't want to see her strong. I'm gonna use all my money. I'm gonna use all my money. I'm gonna ask my mom for her money. I'm gonna use my money. I'm gonna sell my pussy to get some money. I'm gonna get my girlfriend to give me some money, and I'm gonna just like, I'm gonna destroy her because she's so strong. She holds me accountable. I don't like that. Nobody holds me accountable. I get to do whatever I want because I said so. And she thinks because she causing this pain, she thinks she's causing this pain in these people's life, that she's in turn, because she feels empowered by causing people pain, she thinks that the devil is going to reward her, like, here you go, here's Alicia Noble's beauty, here's her time, here's her energy, here's her essence, here's all her spiritual gifts, because you want to destroy her because you were jealous. Congratulations, you won it all. Now you're her. Now your brother will have no choice but to be with you, because now you have her essence, because you killed her. No, you crazy. If you actually succeeded at killing me, I'll be haunting you for the rest of your life. It'd be like that movie Ghost at the end with Willie, who killed Patrick Swayze's character, that Puerto Rican guy that killed Patrick Swayze's character, and it was his time to go, and they dragged him to hell, and he didn't realize he was dead until he saw his dead body on top of that car, and them ghouls came up out of the pavement and just dragged him. That would have been me, bro. If that graveyard ritual had worked. But now, since I'm still alive, the streets are still looking for a body. Like, that spell work that you did, that petition that you made, them demons is still looking for a dead body. It ain't me, boo. It ain't me. Anyway, so what do we got for these karmas? How do they feel now that the narcissistic supply has been cut off? How do they feel now that the narcissistic supply has been cut off? How do they feel? How do these low vibrational karmics feel? Page of Pentacles. They still doing dark magic. They're so confused in their mind. They know they should stop, but they've been getting a high off of it. It's more addictive than any drug that they're currently taking, any drink that they're currently drinking, any toxic relationship they're currently addicted to. It's way more powerful than that. So it's like, I want to stop, but I can't. And it's just, I was thinking about, also I had a channel message of when I was a little kid. I'm a child of the 90s, born in the 80s. And we said this thing where the kids, we would hold the other kid's hand. He'd be like, stop hitting yourself, stop hitting yourself, stop hitting yourself. And it'd be funny after the first few times. Then you break away and be like, nah, I'm going to do it to you. But these karmas, there's no hand, there's no friend telling them, like, making them hit themselves. They're just hitting themselves. Like, why do I keep hitting myself? I can't control myself. That's what the Two of Pentacles is. They cannot control themselves. They don't know what to do. They're just always up and down. One minute they're like, okay, I should stop. I should repent. I should be sorry. The next minute's like, no, fuck them. I need to destroy them. Because I said, like, they think that the power of attention is stronger than the will of God. It's not. Your power of intention will never be stronger than the will of God. And God wills the divine ones to finally come up from being the underdogs, come up from, having all these setbacks, delays, and all these extra hurdles, like, that we didn't need to do. Like, it's like in these, if you're watching these funny TV shows where these people are working and they have a whole pile of work they need to do, and it's right before they're supposed to go home, and they're like, shh, I got a lot of stuff to do, but I'll be a little bit late coming home to the wife or to my husband. I'll be a little bit late for dinner, but I'll be able to make it. But as soon as they start getting through the pile, here comes their boss who's about to go home for the day. He got to go home and be with his kids and stuff. And he gives you a pile like this big that's almost double time the stack. That's what these karmas have done for a lot of you out there. I know I'm not the only one, where you already had a lot of karma to deal with because you have many lifetimes. You have ancestral karma you need to contend with. Had a lot of the childhood and adult trauma you needed to contend with that was divinely orchestrated for you to go through and get past and, really ascend into your divinity the way you should, so that you could fully fulfill your mission here on planet Earth. But there's some people where it's like these karmics have taken it upon themselves to offload their karma through magic, through coming to your dream state, through word magic. And now you got double, triple karma than what you were already supposed to be dealing with. And that really pissed me off. Like, now it's like, we gonna have beef forever. I'm not forgiving that. No, I'm not. I could forget the lying, the cheating, maybe a little bit of the shit talking, but not that spell work. And that spell trying to kill me, trying to block my love life, trying to take away my beauty. All things that make me me. All things that God has divinely orchestrated for me to have. You can't stop me from getting with my divine masculine. And it's so funny because the stronger I feel my divine masculine is when he comes through, the karmic. It's like they could smell it. It's like a drop of blood in the water, and the shark could smell the blood from miles away. These are sharks in the freaking water. Oh, and we got Death card on the end. there's going to be a depth to this situation where these karmics are going to be sitting down. They either going to be in jail, spiritual jail, or they're just going to fall off a fucking cliff, like, and disappear. Like, no. What else we got for these karmics? And I just saw 3 of Swords in the reverse, which means they're going to get unrequited love because they tried to block that for y'all. Like, no. And the death cards come right back because they were being sneaky. They thought that they was getting away with this shit, and it actually showed up in reverse, which means their lives are being exposed and they're being publicly humiliated for that shit. That's what you get, dummy. And 7 of Cups, because they was all over the place. 1 minute they hate you, 1 minute they love you, 1 minute they want to be you, 1 minute they don't want to be you, they hate you, da-da-da. They all over the fucking place. Drugs, spell work, sex, everything low vibrational, and snake in the grass. These little, they act like flying monkeys. It's not a flying monkey, but like a flying bat or something, but flying monkeys. What else we got for these low vibrational cards? I'm about to get out of here. I'm on 35 minutes. How they feel that the swamp has been drained? Now that their narcissistic supply has been cut off? These things keep falling forward. Lack of love. So these people that was in relationships and they was gang stalking you, trying to block your love life, now their relationship is absolute turmoil, constant fighting, and it's always going to be like this for an eternity because they want to block you from that. Your divine relationship they want to block you from because they knew that you were already happy by yourself, but you were going to be even more happier, and you will be even more happier when you get into union. These unions cannot be stopped. The devil cannot stop it. The demons cannot stop it because us light workers awakening into ourselves and healing ourselves, we have dominion over the devil. Even in our lowest state, we still got dominion over the devil. The only way that this stuff could be blocked is if God no longer breathes life in our direction, but He's breathing favor and life in our direction. See, look, the King of Pentacles is coming. Y'all can't stop that shit. It's coming quickly because with the Chariot here, and these karmics, my karmic, she's a Cancer's, and Cancer. This Chariot is represented by Cancer. This is a very fast moving energy. This is one of the fastest moving energies in the deck, and these divine unions are moving fast, and these karmics try to block it, make it slow down from me, your divine counterpart, divine feminine, divine masculine, whoever your divine counterpart is. They try to block that shit. The divine counsel of the light called judgment, and your higher self called judgment. And look, now this is happening fast. You see her arms up in the air. Y'all gonna be super happy. Look at that. And I just realized that was like a Sphinx there. That reminded me of ancient Egypt. Oh my God, look at that. Going over the pyramids. Yeah, you tapping into your past life self. For those who been in ancient Egypt like myself, you tapping it. We're remembering our past life self. Where we were part of a high spiritual authority, and we were honored. We were revered. We're starting to show that kind of reverence for ourselves, because that's what's important at the end of the day. Loving yourself. You have to be the love that you seek. You have to work hard towards your goals. You can't expect people to do all the work for you. That's not a thing. You have to, in order to get to the next level, you gotta put in that work. Period. Like, no. So I'm at 37 minutes. I'm gonna end it here. If I have some more to say, I'll mention another story time. So thank you. Please like, subscribe. If you need to hit me up for a reading, please do. All my information in the description box below. Thank you. Bye. Bye for now. Bye.